15-7 overall, as announced by head coach Brian Donahue. Leading off, playing catcher number 27, Ezra Samperi. Batting second, playing right field, number 15, Brian Rice. Hitting third, playing third base, number 12, Trace Hokanen. Batting cleanup, playing center field, number 10, Dawson Day. Hitting fifth, playing shortstop, number 24, Adam Stevens. Batting sixth, playing designated hitter, number 7, Ryan Kemp. Hitting seventh, playing first base, number 23, Jordan Donahoe.
Welcome back to LBCC Baseball. Lydia Parker here on the call once more. A doubleheader here today versus the number 2 in the NWAC South, Mount Hood Community College Saints. The Saints coming in with a record of 16-7 overall, 6-2 in conference, and your LBCC Roadrunners 21-6 overall, 11-1 in conference. Again, the Roadrunners number 1 in the NWAC South. A good matchup here today as the two best teams in the NWAC South go head-to-head in 2 games here from Dick McLean Field at the Linn-Benton Community College campus. We appreciate you all tuning in, and we will get you these starting lineups here just before we get started. First, for the opposing visiting Mount Hood Community College Saints, leading off and catching Ezra Samperi. Batting second, the right fielder Brian Rice. Batting third, the third baseman Trace Hokanen. Batting fourth, the center fielder Dawson Day. Hitting fifth, the shortstop Adam Stevens. Batting sixth, the designated hitter Ryan Kemp. Batting seventh, the first baseman Jordan Donahoe. Batting eighth, the second baseman Tyler Lynch, and rounding out the order, hitting ninth, is the left fielder Matt Niebergall. On the mound for the Saints is Hayden Minich. We will get you the Roadrunners lineup at the bottom half of this inning. Just about to get underway here. A 1 o'clock start time, 1:01 the current time here, with Eric Hill warming up on the mound for the Roadrunners. Around the field for LBCC, Fritjof Fremsted playing first, Marcus Leiden at second, Richard Mascarenas playing shortstop, and at third base, Jaquan Dennis Lee. In left field, Parker Kuntz. In center, Jacob Melton. And in right, Max Long. Again, it's Eric Hill and Jordan Mumbahe, the battery. Mumbahe stepping up to the position, taking over for Cole Hamilton, for the most part catching Hamilton, an injury before the season began, and Jordan Mumbahe doing a nice job filling that role behind the dish. And again, Eric Hill on the mound, the first batter for the Saints, Ezra Samperi, the catcher. Eric Hill, first pitch, swung on and hit in the air. Mumbahe throws off the mask, moves back and towards the Saints dugout and makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 away to get started here in the top of the first inning. Again, Mount Hood Community College in visiting today at Dick McLean Field. We appreciate you all listening and tuning in. 1 down for the right fielder Brian Rice with Trace Hokanen on deck. Eric Hill gets the sign he wants from Mumbahe. The first pitch, fastball outside corner for a strike. 0-1 the count. 1 out on Brian Rice. Eric Hill starting this game with an ERA of 3.23 through 30 2/3 innings of work. He has 34 strikeouts as Brian Rice swings and hits this one foul. Count quickly 0-2. Hill with 34 strikeouts. 26 strikeouts, 17 walks. On the 0-2, Rice swings and hits it foul once more to stay alive. The count remains no balls and 2 strikes with 1 away. In this doubleheader, the second game will commence about 30 minutes after the end of this game. The 0-2 sails way up high, slipping out of the fingers of Hill. Nice job by Mumbahe to pop up out of the crouch. They make the catch. Again, the Roadrunners 21-6 overall, 11-1 in conference, atop the NWAC South. Mount Hood 16-7 overall, 6-2 in conference, number 2 in the NWAC South. Now the 1-2 swung on and hit in the air to shallow right center. Moving to his right and making the catch for out number 2 is Max Long. Now 2 down for Trace Hokanen, pardon me. Spelled Hokkanen, Hokanen. Hokanen will dig into the right-handed batter's box. The third baseman is also third in the NWAC in batting average. He's hitting .394 coming into this game. A big swing and a miss here. The count 0-1. Hill for the Roadrunners on the hill, doing a nice job getting ahead of these Mount Hood batters thus far. He got Ezra Samperi, the leadoff man, on the first pitch. He popped it foul. Brian Rice, he got into an 0-2 hole and induced a pop-up. And here, he's 0-2 on the best hitter on this Mount Hood lineup, Trace Hokanen, as Hokanen watched the off-speed taken for a strike. The 0-2 from Hill misses up high. Now 1-2. Hokanen the batter with Dawson Day, the cleanup man, on deck. Top of the first inning, no score. Hill kicks and comes to the plate, misses up high once more. The count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the first, Hokanen, the batter. Trace Hokanen, 6'3" sophomore from Beaverton High School. The 2-2 from Hill, swung on and hit on the ground, slowly rolled up towards Mascarenas at short. The throw is high, but Fremstad does a nice job getting up to pull it down for out number 3 on the 6-3 putout. Nothing across for Mount Hood as they go down in order. We'll head to the bottom of the first. No score. We'll introduce you to the starting lineup for the Roadrunners here, heading to the bottom of the first, no score. Leading off, the third baseman, Daquan Dennis Lee. Batting second, the shortstop, Richard Mascarenas. Batting third, the center fielder, Jacob Melton. Hitting fourth, the designated hitter, Colton Talton, as Daquan Dennis Lee digs in here and takes the first pitch strike. 0-1 the count from Hayden Minich. Batting fifth, the catcher, Jordan Mambahe. Hitting sixth, the left fielder, Parker Kuntz. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Marcus Leiden, as the 0-1 misses outside. Now 1-1 the count on Daquan Dennis Lee, leading off this bottom of the first. Batting eighth, the right fielder, Max Long. And rounding out the order, batting ninth, the first baseman, Frishoff Fremsted. Minich comes back with a 1-1 and issues a strike. Now 1-2 the count on Daquan Dennis Lee. The third baseman, Hayden Minich, on the mound. Eric Samperi behind the plate for the Mount Hood battery. Now the 1-2 taken just up high. The count evens at 2-2. on Daquan Dennis Lee with Richard Mascarenas on deck. Minich on the hill for Mount Hood as the 2-2 is hit in the air, and it'll drop for a base hit. A blooper just into the grass in front of the left fielder, Matt Niebergall. A leadoff single for Daquan Dennis Lee. Richard Mascarenas, the hitter. Minich on the mound, an ERA of 3.16. He's worked 25 2/3 innings through 6 appearances. He has 24 strikeouts, only 6 walks. A strike thrower here on the hill for Mount Hood, as Richard Mascarenas digs into the right-handed batter's box to throw back to first. Dennis Lee back in time. Again, no score here, the bottom of the first inning. We appreciate you all tuning in online as the Roadrunners host this doubleheader. The second game will commence 30 minutes after this one finishes. Mascarenas shows bunt and pulls back. Daquan Dennis Lee dances down the first baseline before stepping back to the bag, being held on by Jordan Donahoe, the first baseman. 1-0 the count on Mascarenas. Minich eyeing the runner and throwing back to first. Again, Daquan Dennis Lee back in time. Dennis Lee with 9 stolen bases, second on the team in that category. Here Mascarenas hits it foul up the first baseline to even the count at 1-1. He'll head back to the box. Hayden Minich and his coaching staff obviously getting the scouting report there on Dennis Lee. 9 stolen bases this season, second only to Jacob Melton, the 3-hole hitter for the Roadrunners. 1-1 the count on Richard Mascarenas, the shortstop. Daquan Dennis Lee again diving back as Minich throws over to Donahoe. Around the field for Mount Hood, Jordan Donahoe at first, Tyler Lynch at second, Adam Stevens at shortstop, Trace Hokanen, at third base. This one a strike, and the count goes to 1-2 on Mascarenas. Again, Hayden Minich and Eric Sampere, the battery, with Matt Niebergall in left, Dawson Day in center, and Brian Rice in right field. 1 ball, 2 strikes now, and Richard Mascarenas. Daquan Dennis Lee, a small lead off of first. The 1-2 way up high. Almost looked like a pitch out attempt, but no throw down to first. Dennis Lee not really getting much of a lead off. Both Mascarenas and Daquan Dennis Lee look back to their head coach, Andy Peterson, in his first season here, as Mascarenas gets under this one and hits it foul. 2-2 the count on the shortstop, Mascarenas, with Jacob Melton on deck. Minich comes back. This one slides outside for ball 3. A full count on Mascarenas, and again, Hayden Minich through 25 2/3 innings only walked 6 batters thus far compared to his 24 strikeouts. The payoff pitch here, swung on and hit foul. Mascarenas in the box stays alive, as Daquan Dennis Lee had broke for second. He has to turn around and head back to first. 3-2, Minich peering into the signs from his battery mate, Sampere. The pitch is low. Heading down to first base is Richard Mascarenas. A leadoff single for Daquan Dennis Lee. He's now aboard second. And then a walk for Mascarenas. Now runners on first and second. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Jacob Melton, the batter. Number 1 in the NWAC in batting average. Melton is hitting .408. He's exactly the guy that the Roadrunners want to have up in this situation here early in the bottom of the first. Mascarenas picking up the walk. The 7th walk issued by Minich this entire season. A very uncharacteristic start for Hayden Minich as he comes back and issues a first pitch strike to Melton. Minich 6'3" freshman from Mountain View High School in Vancouver. A strike thrower gives up a leadoff base hit and then a walk. Now Jacob Melton awaiting the 0-1. Bunt shown, and he lays a nice one down the first baseline, fielded by Minich. A good job fielding his position, and a nice job by Melton as well, moving both runners up 90 feet. Now 2 in scoring position for the cleanup man, Colton Talton, with 1 away.
Now batting for the Roadrunners, designated hitter number 5, Colton Talton.
Colton Talton, the DH, hitting .326. He has 25 RBIs, second on the team only to Melton, who just moved the runners over on the bunt. He takes a first pitch strike from Minich. 0-1 the count, with the sunshine breaking through the clouds on this Easter Saturday. I believe it's called Holy Saturday. 4:20 here at Dick McLean Field. Again, Mount Hood Community College in town today. Talton swings and fights that one off at the plate. The foul will make the count 0-2 on the DH. Colton Talton with the catcher Jordan Mambahe on deck. Daquan Dennis Lee, the runner at third. Richard Mascarenas at second. Hayden Minich reading the signs from his battery mate. Now the 0-2 hits Colton Talton. The base is now loaded with only 1 out for the catcher, Jordan Mambahe. Mambahe, freshman, as I mentioned earlier, stepping up to fill the role of Cole Hamilton that he left behind as he was injured just before the season began. A hard injury there for a very talented catcher, Cole Hamilton, who went in the draft was drafted, I should say, this last year and chose to stay and play in college, and he ended up signing with Oregon State. He should be playing there after his injury, or after he recovers. First pitch swinging, Mambahe misses. Now 0-1 the count, the infield in double play depth with the bases loaded and only 1 out. Minich finding himself in a difficult situation here. A leadoff single, a walk, and then a hit by pitch to load him up. The 0-2 is hit in the air. Moving to his left is Matt Niebergall, the left fielder. He makes the catch. 2 away, but on the sacrifice coming into scores, Daquan Dennis Lee, the Roadrunners, put the first run on the board, and it's 1-0. LBCC now 2 away after the sack by Mambahe. Now Parker Kuntz will be the hitter. Runners on first and second. 2 outs for Parker Kuntz. A 1-0 lead for LB here in the bottom of the first. This one comes in to hit Parker Kuntz. Now the base is loaded once more, this time with 2 outs. 2 batters hit by a pitch out of the hand of Hayden Minich in this inning. Thus far, the base is loaded. Marcus Leiden, the second baseman, the batter. Now, I was looking at Minich's, Hayden Minich, the starting pitcher's stats here, and was highly impressed, and I still am. An ERA of 3.16, 24 strikeouts, only 7 walks now, through 26 1/3 now. But it doesn't have hit by pitch on here, so I'm not sure if that would be what comes back to bite him. As the first pitch misses, and then Leiden swings at the 1-0 to make it 1-1 with the bases loaded, 2 outs. The sun breaking through. but 2 batters, both Colton Talton and Parker Kuntz, hit by a pitch. After Mascarenas walked and Daquan Dennis Lee singled, he has since come around to score. The 1-1 from Minich misses outside, now 2-1. To Marcus Leiden, the 7-hole hitter and second baseman, with Max Long on deck. Minich comes back with the 2-1 and gets Leiden to chase. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the first inning, a 1-0 lead for LBCC. Richard Mascarenas, the runner at third, Colton Talton at second, and Parker Kuntz at first base. The 2-2 outside. A nice job by Leiden to hold off on that one that slid across the plate and did just go off of the strike zone. Now 3-2 the count. A lot of noise coming out of the Roadrunners dugout as Marcus Leiden has a big opportunity here to bring in a couple more runs early. The 3-2 is strike 3. Minich gets out of the situation, allowing only 1 run after a difficult inning for him. The Roadrunners 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, 3 runners left on, and those 3 on a base on balls and 2 hit by pitches. But again, Minich, a nice job getting out of that with only 1 run. We'll head to the top of the second, a 1-0 lead for LBCC. Top of the second inning, 1-0 Roadrunners here after only 1 hit and a couple hit by pitches and a walk in the first. The Roadrunners put a run across home plate and do lead it here in the top of the second. Dawson Day, the center fielder, in the left-handed batter's box. Eric Hill, the Roadrunners pitcher, issues a first pitch ball. Now the 1-0 misses up high. 2-0 the count on Day, the 4-hole hitter, with Adam Stevens on deck. Now 2-0 the count from Hill, working with his batter mate Jordan Mambahe, who sets up low. The 2-0 now misses as well. Now 3-0 the count at Dawson Day, the center fielder, 6-foot sophomore from Centennial High School in Gresham. Hill rocks, kicks, and comes to the plate and misses just outside. A leadoff walk for Dawson Day here in the top of the second inning. And as baseball goes, this 1-run lead for the Roadrunners is nothing. It's nothing. It's never comfortable. No lead in baseball is comfortable, really, especially considering that the go-ahead run is at the plate now in Adam Stevens, the shortstop. Dawson Day, a small lead off of first. Bunt is shown early, and Stevens does lay down a nice one. It's fielded by Daquan Dennis Lee, who goes to first for the out. Stevens comes up to the plate, and first pitch gets his job done, moving Day to second base into scoring position for the designated hitter, Ryan Camp. A nice job by Daquan Dennis Lee, who did have the best angle on it. After bunt was shown early, he was able to run down the line and field it on the run and throw across using his momentum. Definitely the best one to make the play there. And he does get the job done. One away, runner in scoring position for Ryan Camp, the DH. The pitch from Hill misses up high. 1-0 the count on Camp with Jordan Donahoe on deck. Ryan Camp, 5'11" sophomore from Tualatin High School, native of Tigard, Oregon. Hill looks back the runner at second, the 1-0. Swung on and tipped foul. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. The Roadrunners a 1-0 lead here early in the top of the second. Camp digs back into the right-handed batter's box, awaiting the 1-1 from Hill. Hill brushes off a couple signs before coming set. The pitch just up high. 2-1 now on Ryan Camp, with Dawson Day, the runner, at second base. 2-1 on Camp with Donahoe on deck. The 2-1 hit in the air in shallow right field. Moving to his left is Max Long. He makes the catch and gets the ball in a hurry. A nice job by Long to get the ball in there, holding Dawson Day at second base. Now 2 away for Jordan Donahoe, the first baseman. Donahoe, 6'2", freshman from Union High School in Vancouver. A big lefty with an opportunity to tie it up here with the tying run at Dawson Day at second base. First pitch from Hill misses. 1-0 on Donahoe with the second baseman Tyler Lynch on deck. Hill, a long peer into the glove of his battery mate Mambahe before he nods at the pitch he wants to throw. The 1-0, taken for a strike. Now 1-2. 1-1, I should say. Jordan Donahoe, hitting .238. He takes down low here. Good job by Mambahe to knock it down. Now 2-1 the count on Donahoe. Hitting .238. He has 9 RBIs on the season. Only played in 15 games. The 2-1 from Hill, swung on and hit foul. And out of play into the stands to our left, where the Mount Hood fans are seated in the sunshine. And a rare break from the clouds and the rain here at Dick McLean Field in Albany, Oregon. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a runner on second, top of the second inning. Hill, again, an exaggerated peer as he leans over and looks into the glove of Jordan Mambahe for the signs. And he nods at the one he wants. He looks back Day at second before the pitch. The 2-2 is hit up the first base line and just barely fouled. It's fielded by Fritjof Fremstead, and he takes it to the bag himself for out number 3. Nothing across here as the Saints leave one man on. We'll head to the bottom of the second, still 1-0 LBCC. The first pitch to Max Long, the right fielder, is a strike from Hayden Minich. Minich started this one on the hill for the Saints. He's here in the bottom of the second, and the 0-1 is hit in the air to left field. Matt Niebergall started back on it and turns and comes in to make the catch.
Now batting for
Quickly
the
one away.
First baseman, number 14, Fritjof Fremstad.
Bottom of the order now, Fritjof Fremstad will be the hitter. Fremstad, the first baseman. Reading the signs from Coach Peterson down the third base line before digging in. Minich reading the signs from his battery mate, Eric Semperi, behind the plate. First one, a strike from Minich. And I had said before this game began, Hayden Minich, a strike thrower. 24 strikeouts, only 6 walks in his 25 2/3 innings coming into this game. This one misses as I say that. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bottom of the second inning. Fremstad swings and misses here. Now 1-2 the count on the sophomore from Astoria, Fritjof Fremstad. Daquan Dennis Lee on deck as the 1-2 sails way up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fremstad, the batter, hitting .258 this season. He laces this one down the right field line for a base hit. Fremstad looking to get things started here for the Roadrunners in the bottom of the second inning with a 1-0 lead. Like to cushion that a little bit for their pitcher, Eric Hill, and ride out the lead into victory. Again, LBCC coming into today's game, 21-6 overall, 11-1 in conference. Mount Hood, 16-7 overall, 6-2 in conference. 2 very good teams. LBCC, the top of the NWAC South, and Mount Hood ranked 2nd. The first pitch on Dennis Lee, the leadoff man, taken for a strike. Fritjof Fremstad aboard first base on his single, the second hit of the game for LBCC, as the 0-1 is hit in the air and out of play near the Saints bullpen. Quickly an 0-2 count on Daquan Dennis Lee. Fremstad aboard first base, being held on by Jordan Donahoe. Dennis Lee awaiting the 0-2 from Minich. He swings and hits it in the air, foul once more. And the count remains 0-2. Daquan Dennis Lee with the only other hit of the game that came in the top of the first inning when Lee led off with a single down the left field line. Minich throws back to first. Fremstad dives back in. Dennis Lee, the batter, Mascarenas on deck. The 0-2 misses down low. Eric Semperi loses it momentarily as it gets underneath him, but he pops up with it quick enough to hold Fremstad at first. Another throw back, and Fremstad dives back. Fritjof Fremstad, 4 stolen bases on the season. Fremstad fakes a steal, and on the pitch runs back to first. This one misses outside, and the count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Daquan Dennis Lee. It was all on a 2-2 count in the top of the first that Daquan Dennis Lee hit his first hit of the game. Here he swings and hits it directly at the shortstop, Stevens. He goes to second for 1, on to first. Double play to end the inning. And a different situation here on the 2-2, as the 6-4-3 is perfect to end the inning for Mount Hood and Hayden Minich. We head to the the top of the third inning. The Roadrunners still holding on to a 1-0 lead. Tyler Lynch leading off for the Saints. First pitch misses up high from Hill. Lynch batting for the first time here today. The second baseman. Lynch, 5'6" freshman from Gresham. Hill peers over his glove. The 1-0 misses up high. Now 2-0. The first inning, Hill retired the Saints in order and was ahead of every batter. Here he struggles a bit. Now 2-0 the count on Lynch, the 8-hole hitter, as he comes back and issues a strike. Now 2-1. Matt Niebergall, the on-deck hitter, at the bottom of the order here for the Saints. Now the 2-1 taken inside and high. 3-1 the count. Dawson Day led off the top of the second with a walk. Eric Hill looking to work his way back from this 3-1 count to make sure that doesn't happen again, as Tyler Lynch, the batter, finds himself in a hitter's count. Hill lifts the leg and comes to the plate and does miss up high. Another leadoff walk to start off this top of the third.
For the Saints, left fielder number 22, Matt Niebergall.
Matt Niebergall, now the hitter. Niebergall, the 9-hole hitter, batting .293. He has 3 doubles. 3 of his 12 hits are doubles, I should say. It's a pretty good statistic. A throw back to first, and diving back is Tyler Lynch, being held on by Frishoff Fremstead. Hill coming into this game for the Roadrunners, ERA of 3.23 through 30 2/3 innings of work. 26 strikeouts, 17 walks. He now has 19 walks. As Niebergall bunts foul and in the air, Fremstead makes chase but unable to get there in time. Now 0-1 the count, as Niebergall steps out and looks down the line to his head coach Brian Donahue. Relaying signs. Hill, a deep breath, as time is called by the batter Niebergall, with the top of the order Ezra Semperi on deck. Tyler Lynch getting a pretty big lead off of first base, being held on by Fremstead. Hill side-eyeing the runner before coming to the plate. This time the bunt is good. A push bunt up along first, fielded by Hill and a nice underhand for the out. Niebergall does a nice job moving the batter, or the runner I should say, into scoring position in Tyler Lynch. Now aboard second with Ezra Samperi, the hitter and the top of the order for the Saints. One away for Samperi, who swung at the first pitch of the game and popped it up. Jordan Mambahe, the catcher, made the catch, first pitch swinging. Now a runner in scoring position, one out, top of the third inning, a 1-0 lead for the Roadrunners. So the tying run, in effect, in scoring position, I should say. First pitch strike from Hill. Ezra Samperi hitting .338 this season. He has 14 RBIs, 7 doubles, and 1 homer. 0-1 the count, 1 out. Hill looks back at the runner at second. The 0-1 swung on, chopped foul. The count quickly 0-2 on Samperi with Brian Rice on deck. This Mount Hood team hitting .297. A pretty good batting average there. The Roadrunners just a little bit better, hitting .315. A very good batting average for the whole team. Hill comes and misses inside. Now 1-2 on Samperi. A .338 hitter. Ezra Samperi, 5'7" freshman from Gresham High School. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch from Hill. Swung on and hit up the middle. Marcus Leiden goes to field it, and bad hop goes off the glove. Rounding third and heading home. Coming in to score is Tyler Lynch to tie it up. It'll be an error on Leiden. That scores the run.
Now batting for the Saints, right fielder number 15.
Ezra Samperi on the throw into home makes it all the way to second base. Brian Rice will be the hitter, and now with only 1 out still, the Saints have an opportunity to take the lead with the go-ahead run now in scoring position as Samperi and Lynch traded places on the E4. An uncharacteristic E4 by Leiden. Another one hit his way. He's up with it and goes to first for the out. 2 away now as Ezra Samperi moves another 90 feet closer to home plate. Now aboard third base for the best hitter in this lineup. Number 12, Trace Hokanen, the third baseman, hitting .394 on the year. Hokanen, third in the NWAC in batting average. He swings the first pitch. It's a slow roller fielded by Hill, who underhands to Fremstead for the out. 1 run does come in to score. No hits, an error, and 1 man left on. We'll head to the bottom of the third inning, tied 1-1. Bottom of the third inning, tied at 1 run apiece. Mascarenas leads off with a nice bunt up the third base side. It's fielded by Trace Hokanen, but he's unable to make the play to get the speedy Mascarenas on the bunt single, taking after his head coach, Andy Peterson, there in the third base coach's box, the king of bunt singles at Oregon State. When the Oregon State Beavers went to Omaha back in 2013, Peterson was one of the guys that was sure to get on with his wheels and his ability to lay down bunts, just like that one we just saw from Mascarenas, who dives back into first, being held on by Donahoe. Jacob Melton, now the hitter. The top hitter in the entire NWAC conference, hitting .408 this season. Coming into this game, Melton has 30 RBIs and does sit atop the NWAC in the batting average category. Trace Hokanen, the third baseman for the Saints, is third in the NWAC. Melton here swings and misses, and the count goes to 1-1 with Mascarenas, the runner at first base. Melton the hitter, Colton Talton on deck. Jacob Melton again hitting .408. He has 30 runs batted in as he swings and hits this one into the air in shallow left field. Calling it and making the catch is Adam Stevens, the shortstop. One away.
Now batting for the Roadrunners,
Colton Talton, the DH and cleanup hitter, will be the hitter. The best hitter in the NWAC, Talton, now 0 for 2 on the day. Or pardon me, Jacob Melton 0 for 2. Now Colton Talton, the hitter, he was hit by a pitch in the first. The first pitch swinging, he hits it in the air to center. Moving back and to his left is Dawson Day, the center fielder. He makes the catch near the warning track. Quickly 2 down.
Now batting for the Roadrunners,
for Jordan Mombahe, the catcher, who had an RBI sac fly in the first. Richard Mascarenas, the runner at first base here, would have to run pretty hard for Mombahe to get another RBI in this instance. It's not impossible, however. You see many things in this great sport of baseball. I saw Adley Rutschman hit an in-the-park home run against Arizona this Thursday. He hit it past the diving center fielder and right fielder and made it all the way home. This one, first pitch to Mombahe, is hit directly at Trace Hokanen. He fields it and is up with it for the 5-3 putout to end the inning. The Roadrunners, no hits. Let me start that again. Roadrunners, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on. We'll head to the top of the 4th. Tied at 1 run apiece. Dawson Day leading things off for the Saints here under the sun at Dick McLean Field on the Linn-Benton Community College campus in Albany, Oregon. Top of the 4th inning. Day takes the first pitch down low from Hill. 1-0 the count. Tied at 1 run apiece in this top of the 4th. The 4-hole hitter, Day, the batter, with Adam Stevens, the shortstop, on deck. Hill working quickly, kicks and comes to the plate as the 1-0 is grounded through the 4-hole into right field for a base hit. A leadoff single, the first hit of the game for the Saints. And Dawson Day now aboard first base for the shortstop, Adam Stevens. Stevens bunted in his previous at-bat in the second to move Dawson Day from first to second. We'll see if that sign is on again from head coach Brian Donahue. Day, a small lead off of first, being held on by Frishoff Fremstedt. Hill side-eyeing the runner. Bunt shown again, and this one a nice bunt up the line. It's fielded by Fremstedt. He tags out the runner, meeting him halfway down the base path. But another nice job by Adam Stevens to come up and get his job done, moving the runner into scoring position for Ryan Camp, the designated hitter. Again, a 1-1 tie. In effect, a brand new ball game after Mount Hood scored 1 run in the 3rd. The Roadrunners put their run up in the bottom of the 1st. Now a runner in scoring position, the go-ahead run, as the first pitch is swung on and hit at Richard Mascarenas at shortstop. He fires across for the out. 2 away, or pardon me, yes, 2 away.
Now batting for the Saints, first baseman, number
for Jordan Donahoe, the first baseman. He grounded out to Fremstedt in the 2nd. An opportunity here for Donahoe with Tyler Lynch on deck. The first pitch misses from Hill, 1-0 the count. Donahoe batting .238. He has 9 runs batted in only 15 games played out of the 23 that Mount Hood has been a part of. Now 1-1 the count on the foul ball. 2 outs and a runner on second in Dawson Day. Eric Hill reading the signs from his battery mate Jordan Mambahe behind the plate. The 1-1, a check swing. The plate umpire, without an appeal, says he did go around. Now 1-2 the count with 2 outs. Eric Hill yet to have a strikeout in the game. And not necessarily a strikeout pitcher, but definitely more pitch to contact. But here, Hill with an opportunity. The 1-2. Instead, way up high, the count will even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. A runner on second in the top of the 4th inning. Dawson Day aboard first base. Richard Mascarenas, the shortstop, way over to his left, dancing around behind the runner. The 2-2 taken, strike 3 called on the off speed. A nice looking pitch there by Eric Hill for out number 3, and the first strikeout issued by Hill. We head to the bottom of the 4th. The Saints, no runs, their first hit of the game, and 1 man left on. Still tied 1-1, heading to the bottom of the 4th. Thanks again for tuning in to LBCC Baseball. Left fielder Parker Kuntz leading off for the Roadrunners in this bottom of the fourth inning, a 1-1 tie. The Mount Hood Community College Saints in town today for a doubleheader. The second game will begin about 30 minutes after this first game ends. The first pitch, a strike to Kuntz as he takes one down the middle. He swings at the 0-1 here and hits it in the air into shallow center. Moving in and calling everybody off is Dawson Day for out number 1. Now Marcus Leiden will be the hitter, the second baseman, and 7-hole hitter as we head to the bottom of the lineup for Coach Peterson and the Roadrunners. Marcus Leiden, the everyday second baseman for the Roadrunners, 5'11" sophomore from Eugene. He steps in, and the first pitch misses from Minich. Minich struggled a bit in the first, and since then has looked pretty good. The 1-0 swung on and hit in the air to left. First starting in, then turning around and heading back is Niebergall. He makes the catch. Quickly 2 away. A fly out to center and a fly out to left. 2 down, and Max Long, the right fielder, will be the hitter. Long flew out to left in his only other at-bat of the game. He swings the first pitch and hits it on one hop to Adam Stevens, a shortstop. And the 6-3 putout ends the inning. The Roadrunners go in order for the first time in the game. We head to the top of the 5th. The Roadrunners, 1 run on 3 hits, 1 error. Mount Hood, 1 run on 1 hit, no errors. Heading to the top of the 5th inning. Mount Hood coming up. Tyler Lynch leading things off for the Saints of Mount Hood Community College. Eric Hill in his 5th inning of work here. The first pitch misses, 1-0 on Lynch. Hill working quickly, gets the signs from Mombahe as the 1-0 misses outside, 2-0. On Tyler Lynch, the 8-hole hitter and second baseman for the Saints, who walked and scored the only run of the game in the 3rd inning. Matt Niebergall, the 9-hole hitter, on deck. Again, Hill with purpose in his speedy way he comes set and delivers, issues a strike. Now 2-1 the count on Lynch. Here at the bottom of the order for Coach Donahue and the Saints. The 2-1 taken for a strike and just getting that outside corner there to the dismay of some of the fans here for Mount Hood. A nice showing of fans too. A lot of people coming down from Mount Hood Community College for today's doubleheader. as this one is taken on the off speed for strike 3. Lynch goes down looking. Now 2 strikeouts in the game recorded by Eric Hill. He had none heading into the 4th inning. And the past 2 frames in my scorecard have been backwards Ks. Now 1 away for the 9-hole hitter Matt Niebergall. Niebergall bunted to move Lynch into scoring position. Here he takes way high and way inside for ball 1, twisting to get out of the way of it. Hill peers over the brim of his glove and kicks and comes to the plate. The 1-0 is hit foul. A good chase by Dennis Lee. Now 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out here in the top of the 5th. And I don't know yet if we're playing 9 innings and then 7. We often do that. But sometimes we play 9 and 9, so we'll see. I'll be sure to ask someone here in between innings. Curveball misses way up high. 2-1 the count with 1 out. On Niebergall with the top of the order, Ezra Samperi on deck. Hill kicks and delivers, missing up high again. Now 3-1 the count on Niebergall. Niebergall batting .293. 3 doubles in 41 at-bats. The 3-1 swung on and hit in the air and foul, but playable for Daquan Dennis Lee, who camps underneath it just outside of the Saints dugout and makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batting for the Saints, catcher number 27,
Top of the order, Ezra Samperi, the catcher, will be the hitter. Ezra swung at the first pitch and popped it up in the first to start off this game. He then grounded it to the second baseman, Marcus Leiden, in the 3rd, and Leiden, unable to field it cleanly, the E4 actually sent Samperi all the way to second base as it bounced into right center. And Samperi had time to get all the way there. The first pitch misses from Hill. 1-0 the count. Hill, a deep breath before getting back on the rubber. The 1-0, a bunt in the air and foul. The count will even at 1-1. Samperi, the batter, Brian Rice on deck. At the top of the order for the Saints of Mount Hood Community College. I remember the first game I called was a baseball game, I think 3 years ago. I kept calling them the Mount Hood Community College Bulldogs. I thought that I saw the logo and assumed that that was what they were. They're the Mount Hood Community College Saints, as here, Ezra Samperi grounds the 1-1 down the left field line, hauling for second, and getting there in time is Samperi with a 2-out double. All the way down the left field line, fielded by Kuntz. Now with 2 outs, Brian Rice with an opportunity for an RBI to put his team on top in a 1-1 tie here in the top of the 5th. Rice is 0 for 2, a pop-up and a ground out. A good hitter, though, batting .307 so far this season. He has 4 doubles, 15 runs batted in. Second on the team in that category only to Trace Hokanen, one of the best hitters in the NWAC. The first pitch from Hill misses. Hill nods at the sign from Mumbai. The 1-0 offering, swung on and hit down the line. Fremsted jumps and almost makes a great catch. Instead, goes off of the glove. Fremsted mad at himself for what would have been a terribly hard play anyways to jump up and make the catch. But I understand his frustration as now with runners on first and third. That one recorded as a hit by our official scorer. Runners on the corners, first and third, back-to-back base hits with 2 outs for the third best hitter in the NWAC, Trace Hokanen, hitting .394 this season. Again, in the statistical leaders, his .394 batting average is third best overall. The first pitch misses to Hokanen with runners on the corners and 2 outs. Now both teams with a run and both teams with 3 hits. Hokanen batting .394. He has 22 runs batted in, 3 home runs, 5 doubles. All of this in 22 games. Rice, a small lead off of first, being held on by Fremstead. Ezra Samperi, the runner at third base. 1-0 the count on Hokanen with Dawson Day on deck. This one up high, now 2-0 on Hokanen, who is 0 for 2 here today. A ground out to short and a swinging bunt ground out to Eric Hill, the pitcher. Hill looks back Rice at first. The 2-0, taken for a strike, 2-1. Hokanen thought about that one and pulled back at the last second. Hokanen, Samperi, and Rice all taking time to read the signs from their head coach, Donahue, in the third base coach's box. With 2 outs, a 2-1 count, Hokanen digs back into the right-handed batter's box. He laces this one into left field, moving in and making the catch for out number 3 is Parker Kuntz. A well-struck ball, but Kuntz able to make the play on a full-speed run in and to his right. The Roadrunner is getting out of a situation after 2 quick outs, then a double for Samperian and a single for Brian Rice. And Trace Hokanen still hitless as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning, all tied up at 1 run apiece. Bottom of the order, Frischoff Fremstead will lead things off for the Roadrunners here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Still tied at 1 run. Mount Hood Community College visiting for this doubleheader. An off-speed pitch taken for a strike from Hayden Minich to Fremstead. The bottom of the order with Daquan Dennis Lee on deck. Frischoff Fremstead singled in his only other at-bat back in the 2nd. He takes strike 2 here. Now quickly finds himself in an 0-2 hole. Hayden Minich in his 5th inning of work. As Fremstead swings and hits this one foul to stay alive. 0-2 the count on Fritz. The sophomore from Astoria. He swings and golfs this one into shallow left center. Diving is Dawson Day, but he can't get there in time. It gets past Day, and digging for second, turning and holding up at second is Frischoff Fremstead. Now 2 for 2. Fremstead, a single and now a double. Leading things off here in the bottom of the fifth for the Roadrunners as Daquan Dennis Lee will step into the left-handed batter's box. Dennis Lee is 1 for 2. He led off the bottom of the first inning for the Roadrunners, singling and then scoring a run in the only inning wherein Hayden Minich has looked not on his game. Since then, Minich has been on point. Here he issues the first pitch. Strike. 0-1 on Lee. Dennis Lee then in the second grounded to a 6-4-3 double play. Now 0-1 the count with a runner in scoring position. The go-ahead run in Frischoff Fremstead at second. Minich comes back and misses down low. A nice job by Samperi to knock it down and stay with it. A lot of room behind home plate to the backstop if the ball does get behind a catcher. And whenever we see that happen, the runners usually advance at least 90 feet. Now, 1 ball, 1 strike on Daquan Dennis Lee. Minich looking back at second before coming plateward. Lee shows bunt and hits it foul. Now 1-2. Dennis Lee, the batter, with Richard Mascarenas on deck. Frischoff Fremstead doing a nice job from the 9-hole with 2 of LBCC's 4 hits here today thus far. Dennis Lee awaiting the 1-2, which misses up high. The count evens at 2-2. Daquan Dennis Lee, sophomore from Gresham, playing basically his hometown community college school here. Mount Hood from that area. Now the 2-2 swung on and hit foul in the air. And playable for Trace Hoken, a nice job racing to his right in foul territory, past even the dugout fence and making the catch. Now 1 away. Richard Mascarenas will be the hitter. Mascarenas is 1 for 1 on a bunt single with a walk. Minich comes set. First pitch to Mascarenas, just a little bit high. 1-0 on the shortstop for the Roadrunners, Richard Mascarenas. Another sophomore in the lineup from Las Vegas, Nevada. This one taken. Now 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. 1 on here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Fremstead, the runner, Richard Mascarenas, looking to trade places with him, with Jacob Melton on deck. This one low and in. 2-1 the count. Richard Mascarenas, everyday shortstop for LBCC, batting .326. He has 22 runs batted in, 8 doubles, and 23 hits in 25 at-bats, or pardon me, 25 games played. Now the count 2-2. On Mascarenas, with the best hitter in the NWAC on deck in Jacob Melton. Mascarenas swings and misses here. 2 away. Frischoff Fremstead led this inning off with a double into left. He is still aboard second base. Jacob Melton, who's 0 for 2 on the day, about due for a hit, as he leads the NWAC in batting average, hitting .408 this season with 30 RBIs. He swings the first pitch and hits it high in the air, but playable for Brian Rice in right. First pitch swinging, and Melton goes down. The Roadrunners leave a man in scoring position on 1 hit. We head to the top of the 6th, still tied at 1 run apiece. Top of the 6th inning. Mount Hood 1, Roadrunners 1. Dawson Day swings at the first pitch and hits it in the air all the way to the warning track. Parker Kuntz in left field misread it. Turning for third and sliding in time is Dawson Day. He slides over the bag. Hopefully he's okay. Kind of slow to get up as he slides over the bag. Parker Kuntz started to his left and back and then turned at the last second and couldn't quite get there in time. And Dawson Day, now 2 for 2 with a walk. He leads off this top of the 6th with a triple. Now Adam Stevens will be the hitter. A very good bunter in Stevens. We've seen him bunt twice successfully. Here he steps in, and I doubt if we'll see a squeeze of some sort here, but who knows? With a good bunter, you never know. Stevens takes the first pitch, a ball. Eric Hill reading the signs from Mabahe, who sets up a bit outside. Instead, Stevens swings. The 1-0 is grounded directly at Mascarenas, who drops to one knee, fields it, and looks back Day at third before going to first for the out. Ryan Camp, the DH, 0 for 2. He's flown out and grounded out. An opportunity here with a runner 90 feet from home plate. The go-ahead run in Dawson Day, who led off with a triple. Camp, the DH, the batter, with Jordan Donahoe, the first baseman, on deck. This one misses way up high from Eric Hill. The 1-0 hit in the air. Frischoff Fremstead moving just ever so slightly in towards the grass and makes the catch. 2 down. The Roadrunners now an out away from getting out of a sticky situation with the leadoff man Dawson Day hitting a triple to lead off. Jordan Donahoe, the hitter. He's grounded out and struck out looking. First pitch high and tight. Ball 1, 1-0. Donahoe, the first baseman, the hitter, with Tyler Lynch on deck. Hill still working quickly and has an opportunity here with the 1-0 hit in the air. Mambahe throws off the mask and tries to underhand the high foul pop-up and doesn't get it. Shades of Caden Grenier in Arkansas when Oregon State was down to the last out and Arkansas dropped a foul pop-up. Not quite as dramatic, granted, but Donahoe gets a second chance here, as Caden Grenier did in Omaha. The 1-1 count from Hill swung on and missed. Now 1-2 the count, with 2 outs in this top of the 6th inning, a 1-1 tie. Dawson Day, the runner at third base. 2 outs. Donahoe awaiting the 1-2 from Eric Hill. The pitch, high and in again. The count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 6th. The Roadrunners in the bottom of the 5th left Fritjof Fremsted in scoring position. They've left 6 runners on in the game. Mount Hood has left 5 runners on. And here they'll tie the Roadrunners, leaving 6 on. The curveball gets Donahoe to chase. A nice looking pitch by Hill for out number 3 as the Saints strand Dawson Day at third base. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th, still tied. Mount Hood 1, the Roadrunners 1. Colton Talton, the 4-hole hitter in DH, leading off for the Roadrunners in this bottom of the 6th. Hayden Minich in his 6th inning of work. The first pitch swung on and hit at the warning track. Drops in center field. Dawson Day has a hard time picking it up. And leading off for LBCC is Colton Talton, hitting it to Dawson Day in center field, who led off with a triple for his team back in the top half of this inning. And the Saints unable to do anything with it. They strand him at third base. Colton Talton now aboard second, hoping that his team is able to get the job done as he puts himself in scoring position here to lead off. Jordan Mambahe will be the hitter. The first pitch from Minich swung on and hit in the air. This time it'll be playable for Day as Talton fakes the tag and run. Instead, he'll stay at second. 1 away. Parker Kuntz, the hitter.
Now batting for the Roadrunners.
The leadoff double puts the go-ahead run. Talton at second base, and Parker Kuntz will now be the hitter with 1 out. Kuntz is 0 for 1 and was hit by a pitch in the first. Fritjof Fremsted led off the bottom of the 5th with a double as the first pitch is taken for a strike. 0-1 now on Kuntz. Fremsted led off with a double and was stranded at second base after 3 quick outs issued by Minich and the Saints. Now, Talton hoping that that doesn't happen again, as this one is high out of the hands of Minich. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Talton at second base. The Roadrunners, as I mentioned in the last half inning, have left 6 men on base. As have the Saints. Now 2 balls and 1 strike on Kuntz with Marcus Leiden on deck. Minich sees the sign he wants, looks back the runner. The 2-1 is hit in the air to left field for a base hit. Rounding third base and staying at third base, I should say, is Colton Talton on the base hit by Kuntz into left. Now runners on the corners and 1 out for Marcus Leiden, the second baseman.
Number 24, Marcus Leiden.
Oh, last year I gave a speech last year. All the players were there last year. Yeah, and all the people.
We'll see a visit on the mound here from one of the assistant coaches. The coaching staff for the Saints, head coach Brian Donahue, and a well-known name in baseball coaching. I believe he coaches in the summer league as well with Corvallis Knights. I want to say with the Elks or something, but Brian Donahue, a well-known coach in baseball, and assistant coaches Brent Johnson, Ryan Miller, and Cody Matthews, another guy who I believe has played in the West Coast League. I'll have to look them both up and confirm that. The meeting on the mound is adjourned with runners on the corners and 1 out. A 1-1 tie here in the bottom of the 6th. And Colton Talton, Marcus Leiden, the hitter, he's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop-up. A big opportunity for Leiden here. He swings and hits it in the air to right. Racing in and making the catch is Brian Rice. He then throws back to first and gets Parker Kuntz at first base for the double play. Kuntz had been leaning and had actually started for second, not thinking that Rice would make the catch. He does. He makes the throw back to first, and Kuntz is out at first base for the double play. The Roadrunners again leave a man in scoring position as we head to the top of the 7th inning, still tied at 1 run apiece. First pitch swinging, a 6-3 putout as Tyler Lynch grounds out for out number 1 here in the top of the 7th. Sorry for the delay. My hair was stuck in my headset. an issue that most broadcasters probably have never had to deal with. Most broadcasters not having his hair as long as I have. The first pitch, a strike to Matt Niebergall, the bottom of the order here for the Saints with one away. A 1-1 tie here in the top of the 7th. Hill issues the 0-1, swung on, hit foul. Grounded up the first baseline. Fremstead picks it up and throws it back in. 0-2 the count. One away to Matt Niebergall with Ezra Samperi, the top of the order, on deck. Hill, this one slipping out of his fingers. Now 1-2. A quick rate of play for Eric Hill as he doesn't waste any time. He quickly shakes off the signs he doesn't want and nods at the one he does. Rocks back, kicks and comes to the plate. The 1-2 is hit in the air, foul, making chases Fremstead all the way to his left and does make a very nice catch for out number 2. 2 away quickly. Now Ezra Samperi, the batter, in the 5th inning, a similar situation occurred where Tyler Lynch and Matt Niebergall, the 8 and 9 hole hitters, both were out quickly. And Ezra Samperi stepped to the plate and hit a double down the left field line with 2 outs. The catcher comes into the right-handed batter's box here, takes the first pitch outside, 1-0. Samperi, the hitter, had that double back in the 5th, was aboard on an error in the 3rd, and popped up in the 1st to lead things off. The 2-hole hitter, Brian Rice, on deck. Hill's 2-0 pitch, taken up high, now 3-0. Eric Hill in his 7th inning of work here. The 3-0, a strike. Now 3-1 the count on Samperi. Hill has looked good in this game. Mount Hood 1 run on 4 hits. And Hill has been rather efficient since the 3rd inning, as he is here. The 3-1 hit in the air, foul. Fremstead moving over into the dugout and can't quite get there in time. Or he does, but it's out of play. It goes into the dugout. And the first base coach for Mount Hood and Fritjof Fremstead laughing with each other, as it looked like Fremstead had made the catch there in the dugout, but it was out of play as it had gone into the Roadrunners' dugout. Instead, the count goes full on the foul ball. 3-2 with 2 outs. The payoff pitch coming here from Eric Hill. Taken. Oh, down low. And I was about to say taken, strike 3 called. Instead, it's the first walk of the game issued since the 3rd inning. A 2-out walk for Ezra Samperi. Now Brian Rice, the hitter. Rice, the right fielder, made a very nice play to end the bottom of the 6th just minutes ago. The throw down from Mumbahe to second is a bit off, as Ezra Samperi puts himself in scoring position for Brian Rice. So, in effect, the same thing that happened in the 5th inning, where Tyler Lynch and Matt Niebergall, the 8 and 9 hole hitters, were both out quickly. And with 2 outs, Ezra Samperi puts himself in scoring position at the top of the order for Brian Rice. In the 5th, Rice singled, and then Trace Hokanen, the on-deck man now, popped up and ended the inning. Here now 1 ball and 1 strike to Brian Rice, who is 1 for 3. He had that single back in the 5th. He's grounded out and flown out. 1-1 the count with the runner at second in Ezra Samperi. The pitch, check swing. Yes, he did, is the verdict from the home plate umpire. Now 1-2 the count. No appeal needed. The home plate umpire says he had gone around. Now 1-2 from Eric Hill. He tucks his glove on his side and nods at the sign from Mambahe. The 1-2 as Mambahe sets up outside. It misses low and away. And it looked good from the other side of the field, apparently, where the LBCC fans are sitting. From this angle, it was definitely a bit low and a bit outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs, a runner on second. Again, Hill working quickly. He nods. A deep breath as he looks back. Samperi at second. He falls as he comes to the plate. And this one misses down low. The count goes full once more, 3-2. Ezra Samperi took ball 4 and then took second on a stolen base. He's now aboard third on that one. That was a misstep, literally, from Eric Hill as he slides off the mound. And the ball was low. Mambahe had to get up and chase it down the first base line a bit, which allowed Samperi to move up 90 feet. He's now aboard third base, but Frischoff-Fremstead is right there on one hop. He makes the play, takes it to first base himself for out number 3. And again, a man is left in scoring position for the Saints. We head to the bottom of the 7th, still tied in this gridlock, 1 run apiece. Leading off for the Roadrunners, the bottom of the 7th, Max Long. Still working in the game in his 7th inning of work is Hayden Minich, the 6'3" freshman from Mountain View High School in Vancouver, Washington. Max Long, 0 for 2, a pop-up and a ground out. He takes strike 2 here, now 0-2 the count. Frischoff-Fremstead on deck, who's 2 for 2, a single and a double. The 0-2 misses outside. Now 1-2 the count on Max Long, the 8-hole hitter and right fielder for the Roadrunners. Minich, the opposite of Eric Hill. Eric Hill tucks his glove under his armpit and leans in to read the signs. Minich leans back on his heels. Here the 1-2 is lined down the left field line for a base hit. Making chase is Matt Niebergall. He makes a throw into second, not in time. And Maxwell Long leads off with a double. The Roadrunners, another great opportunity. The 3rd inning in a row where the Roadrunners have led off with a double. And as the score attests, a lot of zeros on the board. Nothing has come of any of those doubles. So the Roadrunners, an opportunity here to make something happen with a go-ahead run in scoring position in Maxwell Long. Fritjof Fremsted, the batter, he led off with a double in the 5th. It was Colton Talton that led off with a double in the 6th, and now here Maxwell Long with the sun breaking through the clouds, perhaps encouraging the Roadrunners here. A very nice bunt by Fritjof Fremsted down the third base line. He slides into first, and he is safe. He gets up and is not hurt. That's what I always worry about when they slide in head first, but Fremsted instead jumps up and is pumped up. He slides into first base. Now runners on the corners. Nobody out and nobody up in the pen for the Saints throwing yet. Nobody even warming up in the pen, I should say. And Daquan Dennis Lee, the top of the order, the batter. LBCC, their most real opportunity here. Not that having a runner in scoring position 3 innings in a row isn't a real opportunity, but now runners on the corners. Nobody out. Daquan Dennis Lee, the hitter. A nice play there by Fritjof Fremsted. He's now 3 for 3. Here, a nice push bunt up the first base side. Coming in to score to take the lead is Maxwell Long. The sacrifice bunt by Daquan Dennis Lee is good with 1 away. A runner in scoring position at second base in Fritjof Fremsted and Richard Mascarenas, the batter. A 2-1 lead for LBCC here in the bottom of the 7th. Mascarenas steps in with 1 out and a runner on second. First pitch from Minich, a strike. Looked a bit outside from here. Regardless, 0-1 the count on Richie Mascarenas, the shortstop for LBCC, who's 1 for 2 with a walk. A bunt single led things off for the Roadrunners back in the 3rd. As he swings and hits it foul, the count goes to 0-2. Fritjof Fremsted, the runner at second. This one swung on and hit down the line. Foul. The count remains 0-2. LBCC a lead. With 2 hits in this inning so far, and then a sacrifice bunt by Daquan Dennis Lee, Richard Mascarenas looking to keep it going. The 0-2 outside. Now 1-2 the count. Mascarenas, the hitter, with Jacob Melton on deck. Richie Mascarenas, batting .326. He has 22 runs batted in. 3rd on the team in that category with 8 doubles in 89 at-bats. Now the count evens at 2-2 as that one misses. Minich again sitting back on his heels, locking out that front leg before coming to the plate. The 2-2 misses low and away. Ball 3, 3-2. Coming into this game, Hayden Minich had only given up 6 walks in 25 2/3 innings of work compared to 24 strikeouts. A very good pitcher on the hill for this Mount Hood team. In this game, however, he gave up his 7th walk. And here, the payoff pitch will be an important one. Instead, it swung on and hit foul. Mascarenas stays alive. Worked his way back from an 0-2 count, now 3-2. Jacob Melton on deck. The best hitter average-wise in the NWAC, Jacob Melton, hitting .408, is 0 for 3 today. With 1 out, a runner on second. Minich steps off the rubber. Still nobody in the pen for the Saints. Minich nods at the sign from Samperi, his battery mate, and comes to the plate. Again, Mascarenas fouls it off to stay alive. Now the clouds covering the sun once more. The breeze is picking up, blowing in from right to left. The payoff pitch from Minich swung on and hit in the air and playable for Dawson Day in center field. A little bit of a collision, however, but the catch is made by Day. Not sure what Brian Rice was thinking there. Dawson Day, the obvious man to catch the ball there. He comes in and just shifts about 2 feet to his left and makes the catch. Brian Rice from right field ran all the way in from right, as you see him trotting back now. He had to come all the way in from right, and a little bit of a collision, they're fine. 2 away as Minich and the Saints win that full count. With Frischoff-Fremstead in scoring position, you'd love to see Jacob Melton come through, as Jacob Melton usually does. He's 0 for 3 here today, but you'd love to see that happen for Frischoff-Fremstead, who dove in to first base to ensure that he would be safe on his bunt single. The count now 1-1 on Melton. You'd like to see Melton drive in Fremstead and reward him for all that effort he put forth. Melton bunted in the first, flew out in both the third and the fifth, and he hits the 1-1 in the air here and flies out again. The Roadrunners pick up 1 run on 2 hits. They leave Fremstead in scoring position. But an exciting half inning as we head to the top of the 8th. It's 2-1 LBCC, breaking the gridlock tie here in the bottom of the 7th. We head to the top of the 8th with the Saints coming up. Trace Hokanen, the batter for the Mount Hood Community College Saints, now in a 2-1 deficit. Finally, the 1-1 stalemate is broken. And we're here in the top of the 8th inning. The first pitch misses from Eric Hill, going strong here into this 8th inning. Hokanen, as I've mentioned time and time again, now in his 4th at-bat here, takes a strike, 1-1 the count. Hokanen, the 3rd in the NWAC in batting average, hitting .394, a very good hitter. He's 0 for 3 today. Would like to get something started here and get himself on base as the tying run. Instead, he swings and hits it foul here, and the count goes to 1-2. A confusing day weather-wise on this Saturday, April 20th. Holy Saturday between Good Friday and Easter. Hope you all have a fun weekend with family. And the cloud cover keeps coming back and covering, and the wind starts to blow, and it's freezing, and then the clouds go away, and it's too hot, and definitely an interesting day here from Dick McLean Field at Linn-Benton Community College. Now 2-2 the count as that one sails over the head of Hokanen. Make it 3-2 as this one misses from Eric Hill. In the bullpen, Zach Richards, 6'4" freshman relief pitcher from Forest Grove, up and throwing as Hokanen swings and hits this one in the air. A diving catch, an amazing play by Jacob Melton. He, on a full sprint, dives forward and full spread makes the catch. Full extension for out number 1. And I was about to say Hokanen comes through with his first hit of the game. Instead, an amazing catch by Jacob Melton. 1 away in this top of the 8th inning. Now Dawson Day, the hitter. Day is 2 for 2 with a walk. He singled in the 4th and tripled to lead off in the 6th. Eric Hill and the Roadrunners did a very nice job getting out of that little bit of a jam there and able to retire the next 3 Saints batters in order after Dawson Day led off with that triple in the 6th and got out of the inning unscathed. Now 1 ball and 1 strike to Dawson Day, the 4-hole hitter, with Adam Stevens on deck. He swings and hits it in the air to left field. This should drop for a base hit, and it does. A single for Dawson Day, and definitely the guy that the Saints want in that 4-hole spot. Unfortunately, he's led off 3 innings and hasn't had anyone to bring in to clean up in the 4-hole spot. But he is now 3 for 3 with a walk and aboard first base, representing the tying run for Adam Stevens, the 5-hole hitting shortstop. Stevens laid down 2 very nice bunts in the 2nd and 4th innings. He grounded out in the 6th. Adam Stevens batting .306 on the season with 8 RBIs. He's got 4 doubles in 23 games. 0-1 the count from Eric Hill. And I wish we could see into our bullpen to let you know. I'm sure Hill's pitch count is getting up there. We're here in the top of the 8th, another throwback to first. This one low, bounces a good job by Fremstead to be able to knock it down and stay with it. The count's still 0-1 on Adam Stevens with Ryan Camp on deck. A swing and a miss. The count 0-2 on Stevens, with Dawson Day, the runner, at first base. Day, a very good hitter. The best hitter in the lineup today for the Saints. The 0-2 is grounded to the left of Juan Dennis Lee. He dives and can't make the play. It is just barely fair. Parker Kuntz has to go all the way down to the line in the corner to retrieve the ball in left field. And the 2-1 lead the Roadrunners have is threatened, to say the least. Eric Hill on the mound for the Roadrunners is gonna see a little meeting on the mound here. I haven't seen any Roadrunners coaches making a move to the mound, but Jordan Mambahe and Marcus Leiden, it looks like, out to talk to their pitcher Eric Hill on the mound. After back-to-back base hits after a quick out. Now Dawson Day, the runner at third base, Adam Stevens at first, and a pinch hitter Now we'll see Andy Peterson come out to the mound. A pinch hitter into the game in this big situation with 1 out and 2 in scoring position. Matt Land, 5'6" sophomore from Sheldon High School in Eugene, will be the batter after this visit to the mound. I think we'll see a pitching change, but not 100% sure. But we'll keep you updated here when we come back from this mound visit. New pitcher in for the Roadrunners is number 44, Hunter Hemingway, freshman righty from Gresham. 6'2", 220 pounds, coming in with an ERA of 7.94 in 11 and a third innings of work this season in 5 appearances. Matt Land, the pinch hitter who came in for Ryan Camp, intentionally walked, and we'll see another pinch hitter in Jacob Ducart, 6'1" freshman from Sandy High School out of Boring. And the Saints pulling out all stops here, 2 pinch hitters. The first one, Matt Land, takes his base on that weird new rule. I don't like it. The intentional walk is just a point down to first, and you take your base. No need to throw 4 pitches out of the zone, which I think changes the game because one of those pitches could have gotten – it's hard to throw pitches out of the zone. One of those pitches could have gotten to the backstop, and Dawson Day at third base could have come in to score. Instead, the base is loaded, 1 out. Hemingway goes to work. The first pitch down low to Jacob Ducart. Pinch hitting for Jordan Donahue. Here in the top of the 8th inning. This one misses as well. Now 2-0 the count with runners, or pardon me, the base is loaded. And 1 out. Hemingway comes back and misses up high. And the Saints dugout is really getting into it, cheering on Jacob Ducart and jeering at Hunter Hemingway, who comes in on relief and throws 3 straight balls. He issues a strike here. Now 3-1 the count on Jacob Ducart with Tyler Lynch on deck. Dawson Day, the runner at third, Adam Stevens at second base, and Matt Land at first. This one's a slow ground ball up the left side. Daquan Dennis Lee can't quite get there or play the hop in time. Coming in to score to tie it up is Dawson Day. And just like that, it's a brand new ball game. The bases still loaded with only 1 out for Tyler Lynch, the second baseman and 8-hole hitter. An error charged to Dennis Lee at third base. The first pitch, a strike from Hemingway. That run will be attributed to Eric Hill, who came out in this inning, with Hunter Hemingway coming in on relief. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. The base is loaded here in the top of the 8th inning. A 2-2 tie, 1 run coming across for the Saints thus far. Hemingway works low and away, just getting that outside corner. And a pitcher's pitch for sure, as Tyler Lynch wasn't going to swing at that one. Lynch, the batter, with Niebergall on deck. Hemingway comes back and misses low and away. A good job by Mabahe to knock it down. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Adam Stevens, the runner at third. He will come in to score unless this bounces back in time, and it does not. Coming in to score is Adam Stevens. And the Saints take the lead for the first time in this game, coming from behind and scoring 2 here in the top of the 8th inning. It is now 3-2 Mount Hood, and the Roadrunners will have to battle their way back to win this one, with an opportunity coming up in the bottom of the 8th, and then again, if needed, in the bottom of the 9th, but just 2 more shots. Now trailing 3-2 on the pass ball by Hemingway. With 1 out, the 3-2 is hit in the air to right field, tagging and coming in to score, diving. I don't know who told him to get down, but diving is Matt Land. And the Mount Hood lead is now 4-2, as the Saints have the Roadrunners doubled up. 3 runs scoring in this top of the 8th inning. 2 of them will be attributed to Eric Hill. Or pardon me, all 3.
Pitch running for the Saints, number 11, Carson Cora.
No, 2 of them attributed to Hill in this inning. And a pinch runner. A pinch runner into the game. The first pitch swinging by Matt Niebergall, bottom of the order. And Niebergall comes through. Now with 2 outs, Niebergall aboard first base.
Now batting for the Saints, catcher number 27, Ezra.
And the pinch runner is Carson Cora, now at third base. Top of the order, the catcher, Ezra Samperi. He steps in after a crazy half inning. 3 runs scoring. Now 2 outs, runners on the corners. Hemingway, first pitch high and tight. Ball 1, 1-0. Cora, the runner at third base, coming in to pinch run for Jacob Ducart. who came in to pinch hit for Jordan Donahoe. This one misses high and tight as well. Both of them, Samperi having to duck out of the way so he doesn't get hit in the head, as Hemingway struggles to find the zone with these first two pitches. Now 2-0 the count. We're at the top of the order. 7 Mount Hood batters have come to the plate in this inning thus far. This one misses low and away, and again Hemingway struggling to find the zone. Coming in to score to up the lead is Carson Cora. And the lead now 5-2. Hunter Hemingway came in on relief of Eric Hill and hasn't relieved anything. Instead, allows Mount Hood to score 4 runs in the inning. 2 of them, of course, will be runs attributed to Eric Hill, as he came out with 2 after giving up back-to-back base hits to Dawson Day and Adam Stevens. But since then, the 2 runs in Matt Land and Carson Cora are on Hemingway. The 3-0 is in there for a strike to Samperi. A runner in scoring position still in Matt Niebergall. 2 pass balls in the inning from Hemingway, and now a walk brings us to Brian Rice, the only Mount Hood player who hasn't batted yet in this inning. With 2 outs and runners on the corners, a 5-2 lead in this top of the 8th. 4 runs scoring for Mount Hood to take the lead and then some. Brian Rice, the hitter. Rice is 1 for 4. He's grounded out twice, flown out, and singled. Hemingway misses up high. 1-0 on Rice with Trace Hokanen on deck. Hokanen, arguably, statistically, the best hitter in the lineup for the Saints, is 0 for 4. He led off this inning with a fly out to center. The 1-0 misses inside, 2-0. Now 2-0 on Rice, who steps out and looks at the signs from head coach Donahue in the third base coach's box. Hemingway gets the sign from Mumbahe and misses low and in. 3-0 the count. Brian Rice, the hitter, Trace Hokanen on deck. 4 runs scoring in the inning after Eric Hill came off of the mound, turning over the baseball to Hemingway. Hemingway struggling here, and the struggle continues. A 4-pitch walk, back-to-back walks in the inning, and the Saints have batted around. Trace Hokanen will come up for the 2nd time in the inning, looking for his first hit of the game. As I said, Hokanen flew out to center field. It was a very nice catch by Jacob Melton to lead off this half inning, and all seemed to be going well for the Roadrunners as Melton dove full speed, full extension, diving forward to make the catch to get out Trace Hokanen. Batting .394 coming into this game. He takes strike 1, now 1-1 the count. And then it was all Saints from there. Now Matt Niebergall, the runner, at third, Ezra Samperi at second, and Brian Rice at first base. Hokanen takes ball 2, 2-1. With Dawson Day on deck. Day started everything up for the Saints. He singled and came in to score. Now the 2-1 misses. Ooh, taken a called strike. And definitely a pitcher's strike there for Hemingway on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The bases loaded. The pitch, a high Baltimore chopper up the first base line, or golfed, I guess, in the air. It looked like it had chopped once, but instead just a strange pop-up as Hokanen gets underneath it to end the inning. The Saints get 4 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 error, and they leave the bases loaded. We head to the bottom of the 8th, a very different story than we had heading to the top of the 8th. As the Saints score 4 runs, it is now 5-2 Mount Hood. The Roadrunners coming up. Trailing 5-2, Colton Talton leads off for the Roadrunners here in the bottom of the 8th inning. LBCC had held on to a small lead for the majority of this game. I should say a 1-1 tie for the majority of the game, but then had a 2-1 lead going to the top of the 8th, wherein Mount Hood answered back with 4 runs of their own. They now lead it 5-3. Talton swings, hits the first pitch foul. 0-1 the count. Mount Hood batted around in the top half of this inning, and the Roadrunners looking to do the same and get those runs back. Talton doubled to lead off in the 6th. He has flown out and been hit by a pitch. Now the count 1-2 on Colton Talton, the designated hitter, in the 4 spot with Jordan Mambahe on deck. The Roadrunners have left 9 men on base as Talton swings and misses to strike out for the first out of this bottom of the 8th. Jordan Mambahe, the batter, he's 0 for 3. Or I should say 0 for 2 with a sacrifice RBI in the first. 5-2, Mount Hood. Hayden Minich still going strong. Zach Richards has been warming up the past 2 innings. And another pitcher up in the bullpen as well, now throwing. But Minich looking good, going strong into this 8th inning. As Jordan Mambahe steps in, awaiting the 1-0. Misses outside. Now 2-0 on Mambahe with Parker Kuntz on deck. In the game for the Saints at first base, Isaiah Molaski, and in left field, Tyler Elliott coming in as defensive replacements after a couple pinch hitters and pinch runners in the top of this inning. So Jordan Donahue is out at first. Isaiah Molaski replaces him. Matt Niebergall is out in left, and Tyler Elliott replaces him. Now the 2-1 misses down low. 3-1 to Mambahe. And as far as I can see, the rest of the infield and outfield looks the same. Off-speed strike taken by Mambahe. The count goes full at 3-2 with Parker Kuntz on deck. LBCC with an uphill battle. A lot of things need to be done in order to come back and salvage this one. 3-2 is hit in the air and playable in foul territory for Trace Hokanen at third base. 2 away.
Now batting for the Roadrunners, left fielder number 6, Parker Kuntz.
Parker Kuntz steps into the right-handed batter's box with 2 outs. Kuntz is 1 for 2. He lays down a nice bunt fielded by Hokanen. The throw is not in time. A bunt single for Kuntz. Marcus Leiden will be the hitter. A 2-out single. Now Leiden, the batter, he's 0 for 3. Struck out, flew out into fly out 9-3 double play as Parker Kuntz was leaning off of first base and picked off by the right fielder Brian Rice. Kuntz now a small lead off of first, being held on by Molosky. First pitch swung on, hit foul, 0-1 on Leiden with Maxwell Long on deck. A three-run lead for the Saints. 4 of those runs coming in the top half of this inning. The 0-1 is golfed in the air to shallow center field. It's playable for Dawson Day. And the Roadrunners leave one more man on as we head to the top of the 9th inning. Mount Hood still leads 5-2. Dawson Day, the center fielder, leading off for the Saints, who lead 5-2 here in the top of the 9th inning. A new pitcher in for the Roadrunners. It's number 23, Derek Lee, 5'10" lefty from Gladstone. Lee coming in on relief of Hunter Hemingway, who had a less than favorable outing. The 0-1 is lifted in the air, and Quan Dennis Lee, a nice catch over his shoulder, loses his hat as he races back and almost collides with Richard Mascarenas, but he's able to hold on to it for out number 1. A pretty good play there by DeQuan Dennis Lee, making the catch over the shoulder. 1 away, and Adam Stevens, the hitter, as the Saints will try to tack on some insurance runs, heading to the bottom of the 9th. Stevens, the batter, he's 1 for 4, a single, and scored a run on a passed ball in the 8th. First pitch strike from Lee. Lee, the slowest worker so far that we've seen in this game. Eric Hill had a nice outing, as this one misses now. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Hill, 7 1/3 innings, 3 runs, 6 hits, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. It was Hemingway that came in and gave up 2 of Mount Hood's 3 runs in an inning wherein the Saints batted around, walked 3 times, and enjoyed an error committed by Daquan Dennis Lee as well. This one's fouled back as Stevens stays alive on the 1-2. With 1 out, Stevens the batter, and Matt Land on deck. Land came in as a pinch hitter in the 8th inning. He swings at the 1-2. Mascarenas fields and goes to first. A long throw for out number 2 brings Matt Land to the plate. Land walked and scored a run in the 8th. Matt Land taking over the designated hitter spot for Ryan Camp, who was 0 for 3 going into the 8th. Land, a lefty, takes the first pitch ball from Lee. Takes again, now 2-0. Another pitcher up in the pen. I can't see the number from here, but throwing already for the Saints. As Lee issues the 2-0, it's a comebacker fielded by Leiden, a very tough throw across his body, and he can't get there in time. It'll be a hit for Land. A nice job as a pinch hitter coming in the last inning, walking and then scoring a run, now singling in that DH spot in the 6th. Now Isaiah Molaski, the 6-foot freshman from South Eugene, the batter. The first pitch to Molaski is down low and gets away from Mbahe. Heading down to second base and getting into scoring position is Matt Land. 1-0. The count on Molaski with Tyler Lynch on deck. Molaski comes in to hit for the first time in this half inning. He was the defensive replacement in the top half of the 8th. Jacob Ducart, in the bottom of the 8th, I should say. Jacob Ducart had came in the 8th inning as a pinch hitter for Jordan Donahue in this spot. Daquan Dennis Lee fields a ground ball, thinks about tagging Matt Land, who went from second to third. Instead, throws across to first for the out. As the Saints, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The Roadrunners, 1 more chance to come back and win this one in walk-off fashion. We'll see what happens when we come back. Bottom of the ninth inning, the Roadrunners, their last chance here. And leading off is Max Long, the right fielder. Long, in his last at-bat, doubled to lead things off in the 7th and scored a run. Looking for a similar situation here, a replay of that 7th inning. Long takes the off speed for a strike. 0-2 the count. Hayden Minich, really an impressive outing from this freshman. Minich going to work on the mound in this 9th inning. I'm sure if anything happens, we'll see him come out. But the 0-2 is lifted in the air. Brian Rice races to his right and makes the catch, 1 away. Fritjof Fremsted will be the hitter. Fritz is 3 for 3. He's single to right in the 2nd, doubled down the left field line in the 5th, and had a bunt single to third base in the 7th, wherein he dove to ensure that he would be safe at first base. He takes a first pitch strike. A nice-looking pitch there from Minich, who is looking, I was going to say just as good as he looked in the first, but I would say better. The first inning is the only inning where 7 Roadrunners came to the plate. Now the 0-1 grounded at the shortstop, Stevens, who goes to first for the out. 2 quick outs in the top of the order. Daquan Dennis Lee, the batter.
Third baseman number 18, Daquan Dennis Lee.
Lee is 1 for 3, a single, a run scored, as well as a sacrifice bunt in the 7th. He drove in Maxwell Long. First pitch strike from Minich. The Saints have had multiple players up in their pen throwing every now and then, but Hayden Minich has given them no reason to take him out. The 0-1 lifted in the air towards the bullpen and out of play. Quickly the count, 0-2 on Daquan Dennis Lee with Richard Mascarenas on deck. The second game of this doubleheader scheduled to begin 30 minutes after this game finishes. It is 3:30 local time on this Holy Saturday, 4:20 from Dick McLean Field in Albany, Oregon. Not that the two are related, it just happens to be both of those days. 0-2 the count, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 9th inning, Mount Hood leading 5-2. Daquan Dennis Lee representing the only hope. The 0-2 swung on, hit in the air to left, and dropping for a base hit. Dennis Lee making that hope come alive, at least for one more batter, as Richard Mascarenas will be the hitter.
Number 2, Richard Mascarenas.
With 2 outs, a runner on first base, Mascarenas is 1 for 3 with a bunt single and a walk. Jacob Melton on deck is 0 for 4. And probably because I bragged about him so much going into the beginning of this game. The first pitch, a strike from Minich to Mascarenas. Jacob Melton on deck, 0 for 4, leads the NWAC in ERA, in our batting average with 408. He also has 30 RBIs. A curveball drops in for his strike. The count quickly 0-2 on Richard Mascarenas. If Mascarenas could get on, Jacob Melton, a very good hitter with 30 RBIs, batting 408, could save the day for the Roadrunners. Here's the 0-2. It's hit high in the air to left field, racing back and extending to make the catch. An exciting final out. Tyler Elliott coming in as a defensive replacement for Matt Niebergall, racing to his right and full extension making the catch for out number 3 to end the game. It was an exciting comeback lead for Mount Hood Community College as they improve to 17-7 overall, 7-2 in conference, beating the best team in the NWAC South, who dropped to 21-7, 11-2 overall. We'll be back here in about 30 minutes for the start of the second game.